Now we're in. Okay, ready?
Yes. What are we going to talk about first?
I don't know. Hold on, it says it's starting. I want to do this. There we go. Now we're in.
Hoofda!
Ooh, I know. That took a while, huh? Okay.
Okay, which book should we talk about first?
Which book should we talk about first?
Okay.
Let's see.
Wait.
Well.
First we should say, hey viewers, if someone's watching.
Oh, okay. You want to say it? Oh, I'll say it. Okay. Hey viewers. Thomas said that's how we have to start our Facebook video. He's learning from YouTube. So first, I'm Heather, owner of Little Bay Books, soon to be open in Ashland, Wisconsin. A wonderful place to hang out with your friends, family, have some events. Kids are welcome. Thomas really wants to start a kids book club, so be there.
Right about this, my friend.
Okay, Thomas, let's talk about some books that you and I have been reading. Here is one that we got at the Scholastic Book Fair at the elementary school. Who do you think liked it more, you or me?
I kind of liked it.
You kind of liked it? Did you like it more than me, or did I like it more?
Like,
I did like it a lot, actually. He fell asleep one night, and I kept reading because I was like, I have to know what happens to this dog. And then we finished it the other night, and I was like trying not to cry because it had such a happy ending. Did you cry?
no, I was like,
Yeah, he was. He was just like that. He was about to fall asleep. So anyways, Just Gus. It's coupled with a book called Stella, which is about another dog that is featured in this book. Basically, both Stella and Gus in their respective stories find their humans to spend time with. You want to demonstrate? Okay.
so do I have to say what it's about? Gus is about, like, this dog named Gus. He gets taken by
Who does he get taken by?
the pound.
He does get
Or the
taken to
dogs.
the pound, yes. Yeah, do you remember why?
Because this guy named
It's their neighbor, Mr. Hurst, I think was his
Mr.
name.
Mr. Hurst faked that Gus bit him, but he really didn't.
Yeah, he did. He did say that, and that was not a nice thing to do. It was not nice.
Why
to
did you
lie.
do this?
Why did he do that? Yeah. But Mr. Hurst has a personality change. His arc, if you will. He has some character development, thanks to Gus. Another book that we have been reading.
Wait, stop.
Oh, I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
ask you something.
Oh.
Do people subscribe on or like on Facebook?
They will. Are you going to ask them to do that? Go
Make
ahead.
sure to like or subscribe for more videos today.
Yes. Well, not that there will be more videos today, but always more videos in the future. Another book that we're reading is Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library.
Demonstrate.
You want to talk about it?
It's like this book where this kid named Kyle Keeley with Mike Keeley and what's the other brother name?
Curtis.
Curtis. And Curtis, they go to this like event thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who wrote the essay? Kyle.
And
And
he
what's
got-
the essay for?
It's for getting a library card and going to Mr. Lemoncello's library.
Yes.
And then and this lady, I don't know what her name is, but she chose a couple of shrimp wraps into her purse.
Oh, that's right. One of the moms steals some bacon wrapped shrimp and puts it in her purse. Is that what you got out of that book? So far, a lady steals bacon wrapped shrimps.
And also, it's basically like he meets two friends, but I don't think he met the other brown girl friend. If you can see the little brown
Oh, I see
girl
what you mean.
on the video.
Akimi
Yeah.
and Miguel. Yes.
So yes.
So we have characters of multiple races is what Thomas is trying to say.
Yes.
Yes, so they go into the library, they play some games, and we haven't finished it yet. So,
but make sure if you know, warning, I'll be watching you from above.
Will you stop telling people that? Don't listen to everything he says. But Thomas likes the book enough that he actually ended up checking out 2 more from the library. So they're really great. They're good chapter books. Thomas turns 8 this year. He's in 2nd grade, and he's been doing an awesome job reading with me and reading aloud as we explore these books. So, more on that another time. Without further ado, we are going to get into our kids' books that we're reading, okay? We'll talk about those later, okay? Will you put those down, bud? Thank you. Okay, so we are here, and we are going to read 2, maybe 3 books, depending on how we're feeling. We have The Bot That Scott Built. I bought this when Thomas was actually a baby. And we've just always really enjoyed it. It has fun, like the words. It has a lot of repetition, so I think it's really good, especially for kids who are like learning how to read. We have one of these little golden book classics. My dad, as many older generation folks in Wisconsin, loves to go to auctions, and found a box of books that was just full of little golden classics. So this one is The Cow That Went Over the Mountain. And then the last book that we have, if you go to the public library, sometimes they have books available for free in a section, like in the basement or on a shelf off to the side. Both Washburn and Vaughn have this. We're going to be reading Yoshi's Feast. And this is going to be, I will tell you what Yoshi's Feast is when we read it. So, the first one we're going to start is...
We're going to read all of these books?
Yes. Because reading is fun.
Yes.
Because I'm not getting any younger. I got to put my glasses on.
And I'll also read The Cow That Went Up to Mountain, but if you subscribe, I'll be watching you wherever you go.
Why do you keep telling people that?
But if you do, 100 trophies will be agreed to you.
100 trophies?
Trophies.
Thomas says you'll get 100 trophies. I cannot agree to that because...
I kind of believe that. I'm basically just joking, but yes, I am
basically joking.
Hey!
So, The Bot That Scott Built by Kim Norman, illustrated by Agnese Baruzzi, which is very fun to say. So this is Scott, and this is his bot. So let me format myself in such a way that you can see. All right, The Bot That Scott Built. This is the bot, the Bippity Bot, the rabbit-eared robot that Scott built. This is the class, the curious class, that gawked at the bot that Scott built. This is the teacher, the talkative teacher, who calmed the class that gawked at the bot that Scott built. These are the ants, the angry ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who calmed the class that gawked at the bot that Scott built. Oh, look at that. It's a lot of ants.
If you don't like ants, do not watch this part. And if you don't like snakes, do not watch one of these.
It's good. Good content warning. Thank you, Thomas. These are the plants, carnivorous plants, that feasted on flies and fiery ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who calmed the class that gawked at the bot that Scott built.
Oh, always.
This is the frog, the freaky frog, that leaped from a log in a bathtub bog to gobble the goodies that piled on plants that feasted on flies and fiery ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who calmed the class that gawked at the bot that Scott built. All right. This is the boa, escaped from its cage, that draped like a microphone cord from the stage. A big-bellied boa that frightened the frog, the freaky frog from the bathtub bog, that gobbled the goodies, that piled on plants, that feasted on flies and fiery ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who calmed the class that gawked at the bot that Scott built.
Whoa.
Oh boy. Here's the volcano, the very volcano, that bathed the boa in vinegar lava, the big belly boa that frightened the frog, the freaky frog from the bathtub bog, that gobbled the goodies, that piled on plants, that feasted on flies and fiery ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who calmed the class, that gawked at the bot that Scott built. Uh-oh. This is the spark, the sputtering spark that sped overhead in an awesome arc. A spark that spit from a Tesla coil that caused the volcano to bubble and blow. Wait, Scott says, I know just what to do. We've got a Tesla coil D-zapper, supersonic serpent straightener, volcano stabilizer, super turbo reptile and insect catcher. Oh, look at that. Supersonic serpent straightener. Beep, beep, boop, boop. That's probably what the bot says. Hooray! This is the hero, the handy hero who managed the mess from the very volcano that bathed the boa in vinegar lava. Ooh, the big belly boa that frightened the frog, the freaky frog from the bathtub bog, that gobbled the goodies, that piled on plants, that feasted on flies and fiery ants, that tread on the teacher in polka dot pants, who called for the class to cheer for the bot that Scott built. High five, bippity.
Pop, pop,
Pop, pop, pop, pop.
oh, no.
Oopsies. Look at that silly teacher. Right in the bathtub.
Mom, can I read this next?
You want to read that? Okay, so next.
Spot.
No, I'll just move this.
Okay.
We have the cow that went over the mountain. Okay. All right. Here, just hold it like this. It's okay. The cow that went over the mountain.
One day, little cow said to her mother, I'm going to go over the mountain, the grass. Wait, no. I'm going over the mountain. The grass is
Munchier.
munchier over there. Very well, said Mother Cow.
It's a tale of appreciating what you have.
So away went little cow. Soon he met a little frog. Come along with me, little frog, she said. I'm going over to the other mountain. The bugs are much crunchier there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, nice and loud, okay?
So little frog jumped on cow's back. They walked along together. Soon they met a little white duck. Come with us, said cow to the little white duck. We are going to the other mountain. The water is much splooshier over there. So duck went too. Down the road they walked till they met a pig. Come along with us. Come along, little pig, said cow. We are going over to the other mountain. The mud is much splooshier there.
That one said sloshier.
Sloshier there. So pig went too. And they walked along together and sang a silly song. The grass is munchier. The bugs are crunchier. The water is splooshier. The mud is slooshier. Then they saw a bear, so they sang the honey gooer.
The honey is gooier.
The honey
Gooey
is
honey.
gooier. Oh my gosh. And the bear said, oh, come. And they walked and walked.
That was a good bear voice.
When they got to the mountain, they all sat down and had a rest. And they were tired. They soon fell asleep. In the morning, they woke up in the sun, very hungry and all ready to eat. But the grass was not munchier. The bugs were not crunchier. The water was not splooshy.
Oh yeah, the duck diving down in the water. The water was not sploshier. Let me see really quick. And the mud was not sloshier.
Yes, of course.
It wasn't what they expected. I wonder what's going to happen next.
And the honey was not gooier. It just was not true. All that little cow had said, and everyone felt sad and blue. Till at once cow jumped up.
Mm-hmm.
Look, she said, we're on the wrong mountain. And she pointed, and she pointed,
Mm-hmm.
and as she pointed, they
Go.
agreed that the other mountain was green.
Another mountain that's greener.
So they started out doing. They walked and walked and walked and walked.
Mm-hmm.
Down, down, down they went till they came to the bottom of the mountain. Then,
Ooh.
up, 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 up they climbed. They stopped. Then they stopped. And what do you think they found?
Let's show the picture really quick.
Yep, that's the picture.
So they're on the next mountain that they think is greener.
Yes, I think
So let's find out.
Yes, let's find out.
What does it say on the last page? Or on the next page?
They were home on their own green mountain.
Oh.
They all looked at the cow and sang, "The grass is munchier, the bugs are crunchier, the water is splooshier, the mud is sloshier, the honey is gooier, right here at home."
Right here at home.
And they all laughed and laughed and laughed.
Thank you, Thomas. High five. Good job reading. Whew. That's a good high five.
Like if you like that story.
Yes. So they set out to find a greener mountain, only to find out that the greenest mountain of all was already at their house.
And write a book that what
You want people to write a book?
write a book and deliver it. Write it in the comments if you want to write a book, whatever it's called, and bring it to my mom's little babe books. But what should be next?
I don't know. What? Can you wait? We're almost done. Okay. Yoshi's Feast by Kimiko Kajikawa, illustrated by Yumi Heo. So as I said, this is a book I found in the free section at a local library. So Kimiko Kajikawa is the author of Sweet Dreams, How Animals Sleep, which has been praised as an appealing book on a subject that fascinates children. Fascinates me too. How do animals sleep? Miss Kajikawa, who is Japanese American, had a great desire to learn more about her Japanese heritage. At the library, she discovered a tale called Smells and Jingles. Miss Kajikawa says, "When I first read the tale, I laughed so loudly that I disturbed everyone in the library. I decided to adapt the story for children, as I knew they would laugh too." And at the time this was written, she was a high school librarian. Yes.
So, like if you like my story, and subscribe if you like this book.
I like this book.
I don't.
And then the illustrator, Yumi Heo, has also illustrated The Lonely Lioness and The Ostrich Chicks. She's inspired by the traditional Japanese costume and her research at the Japan Society and National Gallery of Art in Washington. She chose to use handmade Japanese papers in her illustrations with pencil, oil, and collage. So, yes, the illustrations in here are quite lovely. So let's see. Let's read this one. I'm going to turn us this way so we can kind of see together. Sorry about my wonky lamp right
I
there.
kind of want to see.
Okay, you can see too. Yoshi's Feast. Okay. Long ago, in the city of Yedo, there lived a fan maker named Yoshi who loved broiled eels. Yoshi lived next door to Sabu, who broiled the most delicious-smelling eels in Yedo, but Sabu had few customers. His hibachi was difficult to find, for it was hidden away on a small street on the outskirts of the city. Every night, Yoshi watched his neighbor Sabu go to catch eels. Every day, Yoshi watched Sabu broil his eels and wait for customers, and every evening, Yoshi watched a disappointed Sabu eat all the leftover eels. The eel broiler should share leftovers with his neighbor, muttered Yoshi. The fan maker should buy eels from his neighbor, grumbled Sabu. But Yoshi loved the sound of coins in his money box too much to buy Sabu's eels. Instead, he sat alone at mealtimes, eating his boiled rice and sniffing Sabu's broiled eels. Yoshi enjoyed with his nose what he would not pay to put in his mouth. Yoshi sniffed broiled eels for breakfast. He sniffed broiled eels for lunch, and he sniffed broiled eels for dinner. Day in and day out, Yoshi sniffed Sabu's broiled eels for all of his meals. One day, Yoshi said to Sabu, I'm glad you broil eels and not cheap stinky fish like Sama. Your eel smells delicious. Sabu frowned. Well, when will you buy some? Never, Yoshi exclaimed, sniffing the air. Because of your delicious-smelling eels, my money box grows heavier every day. How so? Sabu asked. For me, smelling your expensive eels is as good as eating them. Now the only food I buy is rice. Yoshi grinned. Because of your eels, I grow richer with every meal. Sabu stomped his foot. Yoshi, you're the reason I am poor. If you had paid me for all the eels you have smelled, my money box would be heavy too. And with that, Sabu angrily wrote out a bill. He presented it to Yoshi, saying, Neighbor, you owe me for all the broiled eels you have smelled. Yoshi tapped his chin. You are right, Sabu. Fair is fair. I will get my money box. Yoshi carried the heavy metal box over to Sabu and carefully counted the shining mass of gold kobans and silver ichibu and nibu. Here is the amount you say I owe, Yoshi said, but instead of handing over the coins, he placed them back to the box. Then Yoshi lifted the box and shook it. Chin chin jada jada, chin jada jada. The coins jingled. Yoshi swayed to the sound. Chin chin jada jada. He danced in the street. Chin jada jada. And he danced wildly around and around Sabu's hibachi. Chin chin jada jada, chin jada jada. A few people heard the jingling coins and gathered to watch. They clapped and cheered. More and more people came until... Stop! Sabu yelled. Give me my money! Yoshi gently touched the eel broiler's bill with his fan, bowed low, and said, But neighbor, we are even now. What? Cried Sabu. Aren't you going to pay me? I have paid you, Yoshi replied with a smile. You have charged me for the smell of your eels, and I have paid you with the sound of my money. Sabu's face turned bright red. Yoshi, you will pay for this. That evening, Yoshi waited for Sabu to catch his eels, but Sabu never left the house. The next day, Yoshi was startled by a horrible smell. Kusai! Yoshi yelled, racing out of his house. But the smell was even worse outside. Thick smoke poured from Sabu's hibachi. What's going on? What are you cooking, Sabu? Yoshi cried. The entire city stinks. Sama, Sabu grinned. Want some? Now Yoshi's face turned bright red. But Sama is the stinkiest fish in all of Japan. How dare you spoil my appetite? This time, Sabu laughed. Neighbor, you get what you pay for. Yoshi ran inside his house and boarded up the shoji screens. He fanned and fanned the air, but the smell of stinky fish remained. Yoshi sniffed stinky Sama for breakfast, he sniffed stinky Sama for lunch, and he sniffed stinky Sama for dinner. Yoshi tried to eat his rice, but the stinky smells made his stomach spin. Then, Yoshi had an idea. Holding his nose, Yoshi bowed to Sabu. Neighbor, I know we've had our differences, but I think we can work them out. How so? Sabu asked. Just cook some eels, then leave it to me and you will see, Yoshi answered. The next day, Yoshi put on his best kimono. Kabayaki, Yoshi shouted as he danced over to Sabu's hibachi. The smell of Sabu's sizzling eels invigorated Yoshi. He slithered around Sabu's hibachi. Chin chin jada jada, chin jada jada. A crowd gathered and clapped in time to the jingling coins. Yoshi winked and laughed as he danced. Chin chin jada jada. He spun around, his arms and legs waving wildly, like an electric eel himself. Chin jada jada. Faster and faster. Chin chin jada jada. Louder and louder. Chin jada jada chin. All day long, hungry people gathered to watch Yoshi's fiery dances and to buy Sabu's sizzling eels. Whew! When the day was over, Yoshi prepared his usual meal of boiled rice and green tea. As he sat down to eat, Sabu arrived with a big platter of broiled eels. Arigato, neighbor, for bringing me customers. Arigato, Yoshi replied, but I will accept your generous gift only if you join me for dinner. The two neighbors sat down to eat. Yoshi picked up an eel and took a big bite. He smiled. I was wrong, he exclaimed. Sniffing broiled eels by myself is nowhere near as good as eating them with a friend. Every day after that, Yoshi danced for happy crowds around Sabu's hibachi, and every evening the two neighbors sat on Yoshi's porch, laughing and enjoying Sabu's sizzling hot eels. Never tried a broiled eel. Would you? I think that I would. All right. So those were our 3 books today. Yoshi's Feast, The Cow Went Over the Mountain.
You're forgetting about Just Gus and Lemoncello.
And the bot that Scott built. Yes, we talked about those, but these were the 3 we read. We talked about Just Gus, its sister book Stella, and the Mr. Lemoncello's library books. Let us know what you'd like to see and talk about next time.
But
how should we sign off?
Make sure to subscribe if you want us to hear about the 3 Lemoncellos and the one Just Gus.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about the other
don't forget Captain Underpants.
Oh, yes. We'll definitely be talking about Captain Underpants.
And bad guys.
And bad guys.
If you know what it is.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Dogman.
Yes,
We'll definitely have a Dogman. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Subscribe.
You say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Can I go now?
Excuse me. Hold on.